Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Emerson CQC-10. I'd lusted after this knife ever since I had initially seen pictures of it. I just fell in love with the blade shape, I fell in love with that swedge, and finally one came up for sale on Blade Forums, so I had to pick it up. I picked it up the day I got it. I was playing around with it, and I sliced my finger open. In my right index finger, right about here. You can still kind of see the scar. So I haven't really done much with this knife since. I played with it some more after I'd healed up, played with the wave feature, practiced with it, practiced holding it in different grips. It does have a pretty good hold in the reverse grip. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. My first issue with this is in the regular grip, and that issue is with the middle finger. The knife has a weird platform here, which kind of presses into the middle finger and makes it really uncomfortable to hold with just the middle finger. Other fingers are fine. Just the middle finger feels like there's something weird pressing against it. Aside from that, it's got some pretty good jimping on the top. It's not extremely aggressive, but it seems to get the job done. The blade steel is 154 cm, which came surgically sharp. I can attest to that because of how I cut myself. I just sliced the skin right open. The edge does have a... I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can focus. Nope, it doesn't want to focus on the tip there. But the edge of the knife has a V-grind, but a single bevel. Meaning they took material away from the blade stock on either side of the knife, but they only sharpened it on this side. The knife does feature the Emerson wave feature, which, as you're drawing it from your pocket, catches the edge of your pocket and opens the knife. This feature does work fairly well, but it does seem a little superfluous. It might be good if you're in a self-defense situation, but other than that, you're just kind of showing off. As for the pocket clip came a little bit loose, but I did manage to fix that with a pair of pliers. The pocket clip position, however, is only a single position pocket clip. You can only have it for right hand tip up. There are no holes for left hand. It does not have any tip down positions because the wave becomes completely useless in tip down positions. As for the constructions, it is Phillips construction. Around the knife. We have three Phillips screws on the knife, and the pivot is a flathead screw. Emerson, I believe, does this to make the knife easier to maintain in the field. It does have a thumb hole for opening, which the pivot does need a little bit of wrist action to open up. I believe these liners are titanium. Lockup is a little over 50%. When the blade is closed, the centering does favor one side of the knife. It does not rub against the liner, so that's not too big a deal, but anybody who cares about blade centering. As for the detent on the knife, I am not really happy with the detent. If I flick my wrist hard enough, the knife does open up. I don't know if I have enough room here in my little photo box. There we go. So with the pivot as tight as I like it, it takes a little bit of effort, 2 flicks to get it open. But when the pivot is loose enough so that my centering is a little better, it just flicks right open. As for the pocket clip, I wish it did ride a tiny bit higher. I do like a bit more of my knife hidden in the pocket, but this one this depth is just fine. It does come with Teflon washers instead of the phosphor bronze bushings, which the phosphor bronze bushings do seem to perform better than the Teflon washers in my experience. And for the price point of the knife, I'm actually expecting a little bit more out of this knife. I was hoping for phosphor bronze bushings, and I was hoping for better centering, and basically for the price point of the knife, I am a bit disappointed in Emerson. As for the blade itself, I do love the shape. Not a big fan of recurve blades, which Emerson does do a lot of recurve blades, which is why I picked the CQC-10 as my first Emerson. I have no intention of getting rid of this knife. Don't get me wrong about any of the negatives that I've said against it. It is still a really good knife, and if you're interested in an Emerson, this one does not make a bad first Emerson. So I'll get a few more close-ups on. There we go. We can see the Emerson logo and the number 0727 right underneath the wave. And the back of the blade is unmarked. Again, it does lock into the hand pretty well, except for the middle finger. And it is a pretty decent knife, but again, I don't think it's worth what Emerson charges for their knives. So, thank you for watching.